The USA is assembling a secret missile for Ukraine with a range of almost 500 kilometers. It is not susceptible to Russian air defense systems. It is almost impossible to detect on radar and shoot down. However, the missile itself never misses.
The most essential component is the accuracy of the strike. That is, the target's impact radius is approximately about 10 meters in diameter.
The first prototypes may undoubtedly be ready by the end of this year. And recently, engineers have made significant progress in developing this deadly weapon. Moreover, during the process, its guidance system has already been upgraded, and the missile is equipped with the latest self-guiding warhead, which will allow it to destroy not only ground targets, but also military ships and other surface objects. What kind of missile is this? What is known about it today? Which objects and territories in Russia will become unsafe from now on? And how is the Ukrainian armed forces preparing to use this wonder weapon? This is what we'll discuss today in Arsenal. The USA is preparing a secret missile for Ukraine with a range of over 450 kilometers. As can be easily estimated from the maps, all occupied territories of Ukraine fall within the likely impact zone, as well as cities like Lipetsk, Auk, Tambov, Volgograd, and of course Moscow. The missile is called ERAM. This stands for Extended Range Active Missile, which translates to Active Self-Guided Missile, with extended range, a formidable and very lethal weapon. American engineers have been working on its development since January of last year and, according to expert assessments, have made quite good progress.
This ammunition will be used to meet the needs and essential requirements of the armed forces of Ukraine in their fight against the Russian occupiers, as it seems. This ammunition, which is essentially a hybrid of a bomb and a missile, could become one of the main types of weapons that Ukrainian pilots can use to strike the territory of the Russian Federation.
However, most of its characteristics remain classified. Only fragments of information reach the press. For example, it is planned to fully equip the ERM with the highly advanced and incredibly sophisticated American Quake-Sink homing head, whose characteristics allow it to even sink Russian military ships and destroy other maritime targets.
It should be noted that this munition, called the Extended Range Attack Munition, or munition for attacking missions, increased range.
While most use semi-active homing on the target and guide their missiles with a radar beam, this one does everything on its own. Thanks to the advanced active homing head system, the missile has become completely independent and has effectively gained the ability to precisely hit targets beyond the radio horizon, as well as those hidden from radars by the curvature of the Earth and those complex terrain.
The most essential component is the accuracy of the strike. That is, the target's strike radius is approximately about 10 meters, and this significantly creates a serious premise for the destruction of the logistical and supply infrastructure of the Russian military occupation forces. Moreover, this concerns the territories directly within the Russian Federation itself.
The feature of QuickSync is that it integrates both radar and infrared homing heads together. It is known that QuickSync itself has already undergone testing and was installed on bombs, GBU-31B, GDM, and to briefly summarize the results of these tests, the accuracy is phenomenal, and at the final stage of flight, when directly approaching the target, the guided bomb proved to be invulnerable to the influence of the enemy's electronic warfare systems. Recently, the Warzone publication, citing a report from the U.S. Air Force Management Center, reported that engineers have made significant progress in the ERAM project. Work on the navigation system is almost complete, and now the missile will be able to fly without relying on GPS data.
Essentially, according to these requirements, this system, ERAM, as the abbreviation indeed suggests, it should be precisely accurate, and at the very least 50% of all these bombs that are released should fall, so to speak, within a 10-meter radius. When used, that is, more than half of the munition should hit the target precisely, even if the enemy employs electronic warfare measures.
The project is currently being worked on jointly by the USA, Denmark, the Netherlands, and Ukraine. Meanwhile, in the United States, this work recently received a simplified funding system. Therefore, the first combat tests of the finished missile may take place by the end of this year.
The main goal for this munition is to make it as cheap as possible and as convenient as possible in production, so that it can be produced in large quantities, as far as I understand, up to 1,000 cows per year.
There is information that the quick-sink homing head will cost $200,000 per unit. However, the U.S. Air Force hopes that during the development of this system, its cost will decrease to $50,000 per unit. Meanwhile, separate work is being done on integrating quick-sink not only on GDM or ERM, but also on other types of aviation munitions that the U.S. Air Force already possesses or are currently in development. And how will Russia respond to this? In short, with nothing new. All the Kremlin can do, once again, is delve into the country's reserves. We are talking about caps. Yes, but the latest ones are, at best, from the end, and at worst, from the middle of the last century.
Russian Kabs are Chabuni. That is, they are what remains from the Soviet Union.
At the same time, analysts note that Ukraine is participating in the project, particularly as a tester. That is, the first ERMs that come off the production line are almost guaranteed to be sent to the disposal of the Ukrainian armed forces, or more precisely under the wings